Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another BadCatz Sports Podcast. I am the Hurricane Mike Herren, and alongside of me today is the Birdman, straight out of Hillside Mansions. And Norfolk State Correctional Facility.
Yeah.
Okay. On
no longer.
the right ends
Yeah.
of the bars. Recently retired and a Boston Red Sox maniac.
Oof.
My man, Birdie in the building.
Survived the storm.
And now the undisputed, undefeated, under 21 sports podcast champion. Okay? I got $5,000 on the line if you can get somebody under 21 to do better than this young man on the podcast. It ain't happening. It's money in the bank. His name, from the Arruda clan in Fall River, Massachusetts, Rowdy Riley Arruda. What's good, fellas? What's good?
Not much. Relaxing.
Yeah. Hurricane's ready. Hurricane's been in work mode.
Okay.
Not that I want to talk about myself in the third person.
I wanted to just
I'll stop
run
right now.
something by you quick. Somebody mentioned to me today that Stephen A. Smith was in Brockton, Mass. Did you hear anything about that? They did a
Really?
something for Marvin Hagler.
I'm sure, yeah.
I thought maybe you might have seen something.
What, like they did something to Hagler a while ago.
Well, I suppose. Well, maybe it was a while ago, but they kind of said it
They
was
built
like
a
today,
statue.
yes? Maybe that's what it was then.
Oh, they might have went there
Okay.
like that. ESPN might have did a 30 for 30 about him, or
Yeah,
I don't know.
I just heard his name mentioned as being in Brockton, so I was like, maybe you'd heard something about it.
Can you imagine if he would have beat Sugar Ray? He probably would have gone down as one of the top 5 all-time fighters.
A lot of people believe he did beat.
Nah,
Sugar
I've never
Ray.
heard anybody say he beat him. I've heard people say it was a draw.
Oh,
I mean, I've watched it 3 times.
yeah. Well,
My mother worked with Marvin Hagler's wife in Brockton for 10 years. I went to see him fight at Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
I was raised on Marvin Hagler.
Yeah.
My father and my mother brought me to watch him work out in the dunes.
Really?
When he was running
Horseneck Beach.
My
Yeah,
mother,
yeah.
my mother was his wife's boss in Brockton for about 7 to 10 years. She was like my mother's assistant. God rest my mother's soul, and his wife. I know them well. Matter of fact, there was a girl that used to be on the Mike and Mika podcast with us from time to time, who goes out with Marvin's nephew, who she talked to Marvin's wife about my mom, and since she was, telling us all the stories. I mean, I was the biggest fan in the world. I love Sugar Ray, but I was devastated. But I watched that fight. He made way too many concessions. He let the ring be extended by 9 feet total, 3. I mean, 3 feet on each end. Okay, he did not want to fight in Vegas.
That was the biggest concession. Yeah.
But he wasn't big enough to console at the time anyway. He went with heavier gloves. Right,
Okay.
which there's I believe that he went in the ring first. There's a lot not so. Plus, Sugar Ray was in his head his entire life. He was always because let's face it, people don't understand what a celebrity Sugar Ray Leonard was back in the day.
Yep.
He was on your Wheaties box. He was on your TV. He was on Good Morning America. He was jabbing, weaving, blah, blah, blah. He had $1 million smile and $1 million mouth and $2 million dimples. Okay? He was the real deal. And every boxer wanted to be like Sugar Ray and get that type of Sugar Ray money, because it was like one of the first times that somebody in his weight class could generate the pay scale of what a big Hollywood fight was.
And I don't know what the age was for Hagler when he fought that fight.
Yeah.
He was more toward the tail end of his career for that fight, wasn't he? At the time.
Okay. The reality is that Sugar Ray Leonard hadn't fought in 5 years.
Oh, that's right. He came out of retirement.
But before my listen, Birdie. Remember a guy by the name of George Roble? He used to write sports for the Herald News. Used to do all the SCI games. Great guy. St. Stanislaus. Awesome guy. Awesome sports dude.
Yep.
He told me when I first started my first full-time shift in radio, right?
Yep.
He told me, if you're ever in the weeds, kids. Now I'm going after the Red Sox games to midnight. or sometimes to 1 if the Red Sox games last longer.
Okay.
This is a graveyard of graveyards, right?
Yeah.
He said, if you're ever in the weeds, kid, right? I mean, what do you mean by the weeds? He goes, if you're ever not getting any callers, right? I said, I don't have to worry about that, George. I said, okay. When you're in
At midnight.
When you're in the weeds, he said, there are three things, okay, that you can say that will get them phones going crazy. He said, Bobby Orr, overrated.
Oof.
I never said that.
Ugh.
I never used that, okay? Yeah. Sugar Ray beat Marvin Hagler.
Yeah.
and the last one is Magic Johnson's better than Larry Bird.
Yeah.
All right.
You'll get a lot of debate around here on all three, obviously.
Yeah. But I've watched that fight studiously because I used to use it often when I was on the weeds, and I talked about it. And a lot of people say to me, Hurricane, I'm disappointed you. I watched that fight with Lamar and my friends who were disappointed. We watched it again, and Sugar, let me tell you something. Hagler would have been lucky to get a draw. Now, the difference was, right, and you cannot take this out of boxing, was the showmanship. Sugar Ray stole the first 30 seconds of the round and the last 30 seconds of the round.
Okay.
And throw fights. Well, me and you watch that. Can we watch that fight together?
Yeah, sure.
And we'll watch a live feed of it.
Yeah, all right.
All right. So you still think Hagler won that fight?
I think that fight was more... The fact that it was in Vegas, I think, was the biggest factor that hurt.
No. The biggest factor was the size of the ring.
Oh, that too.
Because you have to chase him.
Yeah. So if he extend, so what you're saying was, I don't remember.
Usually champions dictate all the terms, but because Sugar Ray was Sugar Ray,
yeah, he got to have all the say.
He held the power of negotiation.
No, you're right. No, I can't argue with it. That's.
Why would you give Sugar Ray more space to move?
Because
and it was one of the worst. I mean, we Birdie.
Because if he doesn't concede to Sugar Ray, the fight probably not going to happen. Then maybe, I don't know. That's a long time ago.
Yeah,
you're obviously more well versed on it than I am.
Okay,
so.
I was raised on that.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Marvin Hagler's first heavyweight fight?
I remember when he won.
No, not first heavyweight. No. His first heavyweight title fight, he got robbed in Las Vegas. No, it wasn't Minta.
All right. See, no. Okay, go ahead. No. Yeah, I'm thinking of the Minta fight. No, you're right.
Vito Antuofermo.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, he gets robbed.
Yeah,
ask your father about Marvin Hagler, Vito Antuofermo rally. Okay, he gets robbed. All right, in Vegas. He has to build his way back up. Right.
Yeah.
Now I'm watching these at my mother and father's knee. Okay. Lincoln Park, works for the telephone company, seen this guy, met this guy 10 times in my life, right? You know, blah, blah, blah. Access to the gym, all of it. Then he fights in England against Alan Minta.
Yeah, that's the fight I remember.
Who was a Brit, okay? I believe he was from Scotland, but he's from Great Britain, okay? And after he had to destroy Alan Minta soon to get out of the fucking gym because they threw hundreds of bottles at him, right?
Yeah, I remember that very
clearly. He didn't even get a chance to celebrate.
Yeah, he's lucky he didn't get injured trying just to get out of the arena.
John the Beast Mugabe.
I remember that.
Roberto Duran. Yep. Tommy Hearns.
Yep.
Every single one of them, okay? I lived and died by it.
No, that's when the boxing, you had middleweight class, you had welterweight class, you had light heavyweight class, you had class where you knew every boxer in those classes back then. Whereas nowadays, I'd be lucky if I could name Deontay Wilder in the heavyweight division, and maybe when Pacquiao and Mayweather were going.
Hey, I did quick takes. We're gonna get you guys doing a quick takes. I did it with Zach the other night, and I destroyed Deontay Wilder about Pete Corey and listen, listen, I'm on that. That's the truth.
Well,
I'm doing this, young man. I'm doing this due to the truth.
I spoke
because all those guys around him that want his money don't have the balls to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Go back to what worked for you, right, Riley? Tell him. Go back to what worked for you. Did you ever see?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You ever see highlights of your father fighting the Golden Gloves?
Yeah, I seen the one where he lost in the final.
Sure.
The one before his birth. I think it was on his birthday.
Yeah.
He said a lot of people were there, and there was the one where he slipped when when he threw the punch and
He
then
won the fight.
yeah, and he slipped and they counted a point towards the other dude.
I went in there with like 30 guys from the Sons of Italy. Every dude's dude in Fall River was at that. That was absolutely bananas. We got to get that and play it.
We have the tape somewhere because I always we watched it a bunch of times.
Tell your mother if she can get me the tape, because you know all those high school tapes that I converted. That was before you guys.
Where was that at Lincoln Park?
I sent
No,
it to
that was at
no, PAL.
PAL, yeah.
Yeah, PAL. You know how crazy that fight was. All right, at Lincoln Park there used to be 5,000 people there. There's lucky if you had 500 or 700 at that place.
Park, yeah.
That's how crazy it was. They said I slapped the cop's thing right off his head because he was giving my uncle a hard time because I was on my father's. I was on my father's thing. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
What?
No.
You don't know when fathers or older brothers put their younger brothers on their shoulders?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Because that's how Lincoln Park was. People
Yeah.
on their feet. Now, you had guys from Providence, Brockton, South Boston,
Probably Lowell.
Fall River.
All over
No, Lowell's a different region.
Oh, okay.
All together.
Southeastern
and
Mass.
Hartford, Connecticut. Guys from Hartford. It was bananas. But that's our throwback session of the show brought to you by Ciabra, hopefully, and Wellington Industries, hopefully, and hopefully Northeast Alternatives, hopefully, and the rest. But we got to get that tape. Tell your mother I'll get her an MP4 file. I'll get her a CD and a tape returned. I'll send it to my guy in Florida. I did it for like 25 old basketball tapes. Yeah, that was I'll never forget that night. That was he fought 2 years too, right? He fought 2 times in it, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I was at every one of them, every single one of them.
That was.
Well, you know, it is the week in review, but before we get there, my Celtics are in trouble. Birdman, they are in trouble.
Oh, you know more about it.
You said that you are protesting the new NBA.
No, not.
And you are not checking in until 20 games into the season.
I won't make an evaluation until the Celtics. I'll give them 20 games before. If they continue to lose, though, obviously it's going to be a problem.
So you have one of those Sugar Ray Leonard contracts, no all exclusive, no don't talk about the NBA. Okay.
Oh, you watched all the games. You're passionate about it. I have to admit I haven't been watching them, so I can't make an evaluation. But
well, they're 2-3. They're 0-2 at home.
Okay.
I'm a basketball guy, as you know.
Yep.
They do not look right.
Yep.
Right?
What?
They have no continuity on offense. They play like they're in a park. You take one, I'll take one. I'll take 2, you take 2. If I make one, I'm going to shoot the next one. Okay? They have bad shot selection. They have no ball movement. They got guys standing around. There's just a few players on that team that like to get dirty. The problem is only one of them is good enough to stay on the court for a long time. Okay? It's too much Tatum. Okay, and it's either Tatum or Brown. We never get them. We haven't seen the dual package together yet. And my man Pritchett doesn't even get off the bench.
Yeah, that's a mistake right there from what you saw in the preseason.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So
listen to me. This is very bad. Now let me ask you a question. Right, we got this new coach, and everybody says that they love him, but are they really going to tell you if they do or they don't? But whatever. Comes in, he's a new coach. Comes in, and after they lose in game 2, right, he says the players got punked.
Not a good look. Yeah.
Not a good word?
Not a good look, not a good word.
Not a good word.
Almost like you...
In game 2, you say, it's on me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't have them ready to play.
Oh, absolutely.
We got to get better.
Yep.
Blah, 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 blah. Now, if you want to say game 40, a game before the All-Star game, and they mail it in,
yeah,
and they get out toughness and work, then you can say, we got punked out there because we don't want to be there. Or game 76, when you're winding down the season, and you're tired, and you got a big game, and you don't show up for, and we got punked. It's okay. At game 2, terrible word, okay, doing it and responsibility. But they look... To a trained basketball eye, they look a mess. Rowdy, have you seen them at all?
Yes.
What do you think?
like we keep saying, it's very early. I just
Sure.
did the math. 6% of the season. That's it so far we've seen.
No, I got
and it's basketball is a lot of games. It's not like football where like if you see like 2 games, 3 games, that's a lot of this. Not a lot of the season, but that's a bigger chunk of the season than it is for 5 games of basketball. I don't like it so far, but there's glimpses of it that I do like. And I think that could be unlocked if they go watch tape or Udoku shows them like, yo, this is what we need to do more and X is what we need to do less. Yeah. And I like to see that, but I still think some players like Grant Williams, I don't want to see him as much. I personally don't like him at all. I don't think he's that great. Yeah. I don't think he's good for the team. But and then some other players,
and that was my point. Like the guys that like to get dirty, like Grant Williams, maybe aren't good enough to be out there.
No, I don't think he's good enough. No.
I don't. I'm not so sure either. But it's Birdie, I know if you watch it, would drive you nuts. Now, listen to me. I don't want to come up here and be negative, man. Listen, I want the Celtics to be great. It's good for our business.
Yeah, you're just seeing stuff you don't like because you're watching these games. So you're seeing,
as a basketball guy, I see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you don't even really have to be a basketball. They get nothing out of their offense. Everything is either one-on-one or a defensive breakdown, which creates some type of open shot or some type of back, you know what I mean? But I don't see them having any type of offensive continuity. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, I don't know. But I know this. If the Celtics stock was for sale now, I'm selling.
I'd buy it.
You buy it?
It's low. You buy it low, and I think it has a lot of potential. They have 2 really big... great players in the NBA.
Why is it low? This team was
coming into the season. It wasn't high though.
It wasn't high, but last year they were. No, what I'm going to say is this: I think they are, and I tell you this: what Las Vegas said they were
46 and a half, right?
Yeah, 43 and a half. Maybe maybe a 500 team.
But that could be fine though, because like you don't want that to happen. But what were the Heat 2 years ago? Were they were what? 6th seed, and they went to the finals. Sure. So, like, if the Celtics come in as a 500 team, okay, that doesn't look great, but no team wants to play Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Dennis Schroeder, Marcus Smart in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I wouldn't really put Schroeder there.
But Schroeder, I think he has time to. A lot of those players have played with the team for a long time.
He plays hard. And I got no problem with how he plays. He's a steal for what we're paying him. But listen to me, here's the deal, though. Okay, it's time to hold him or fold him. Okay, what do you do with the dynamic duo of Brown? Because let me tell you something, they are trending downward over the last 2 years.
Well,
that duo together. First of all, they got the coach got fired. Right?
Yeah. Well, they tuned him out last year.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But let me tell you something. One thing for sure is this: when they look back at those careers, if those guys don't continue to get better,
I
agree. Get blamed for
absolutely.
That's how it works.
Yeah. Well, you're playing at the level that, like you said, the skill level that Tatum has and Brown. You can't be digressing, as you said. You got to be getting better from
better and better.
And like you said on the show before, and you hit on it too. When Tatum first came in the league, when he came on the scene, the sky was the limit for him. And it seems like he's digressed a little bit, or maybe a lot.
A lot of people still find him super valuable. Like some people say he's in the top 10 players in the league, top 12 players in the league. Which, like, I think maybe we're being too hard as Celtics fans. We want to see more, and a lot of the. But I also agree with you. Like, he's not doing enough. Like, he's not. I don't see a lot of heart. Like, it's just he thinks like everything's gonna come to him because he's the star player, and I see that with players that I play with, and like. Pickup when they're not that great.
Why are you optimistic that he's going to change?
Because I like the coach, and I think he's going to hold them accountable. I don't mind what he said about saying that they got punked. I don't mind it because they've been practicing all preseason. They practiced before the season, and he's getting to know them, and he's holding them accountable. Like, yo, you guys didn't play good enough. Like, maybe I feel like he would come out and say that his fault, but I don't mind him saying that because I don't think Brad would have ever said that.
I know he wouldn't. But my thing is, I don't think you can say that at game 2. Birdie, what do you think?
But be real.
But he might be trying to send the team a message by
at game 2.
That too.
Yeah,
they got blown out
good.
bad in that game, right? That he said that.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Listen, well, then we need to hold him accountable because we want to know what type of.
That's why I said, yeah.
I mean, and here's another thing, right? Does anybody in that organization have the balls to sit Jason Tatum down and put not a highlight reel, right, but a scout reel, right?
I think he could.
Put a scout reel together and say, listen to me. You have poor shot selection.
Terrible.
Okay.
Stevens is the general manager. He's seen it for the
but he's not going to say nothing. He doesn't have. He's not that guy to say something. I think the new coach is, and I think that's why I like what he said by they got punked. Maybe not in that way, but saying like they didn't come out and play the hardest they could. That's step one of holding them accountable. Now I think if he says that, I think he definitely has the balls to go to be like, hey Jason, we need you to stop taking these shots.
When he said that, it got my attention.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, okay, well maybe this guy's but. I'm watching him on offense, and I hard to figure out. You know what I mean? I watch Golden State. I know what LA's trying to do. I know what the Sixers are trying to do. They're trying to work off of Embiid. I know what Brooklyn's trying to do. They're trying to work off Harden and them and kick the shooters outside. I don't know what they're trying to do offensively.
Well, with the new coach, I mean, and this is the only...
And they get beat to loose balls. Well, they don't win hustle plays.
That's a problem. Yeah, that's a big problem. Yeah,
that's a problem. That's been a problem for a long time, though, even with Brad, and that's why I didn't like him because I didn't think he was gonna keep them.
You remember the dude from the Lakers that works his Montrezl Harrell that works his ass off?
Yeah, I love him.
Why don't we get him as a free agent? They got him for cheap money.
I love him.
Do you know he was like 11 for 12 last night, and I swear to God, if he didn't have 15 rebounds and 10 loose balls that he tracked down, let me ask you the question. The loose ball in basketball, right, is the most undervalued thing that should be a statistic.
Intangible.
Because let me explain something to you, right? So why are steals counted and valued, Birdie? Because it changes possession, right?
Possession, yeah.
Okay, or you get an extra possession, right?
Yeah.
What does chasing down a loose ball give you?
I would think it would give you the same thing, possibly.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm talking about? But they need to put this analytic shit to basketball.
They're smart enough.
And tell them his value.
No, I agree with you, Mike. You know what the problem
tell
is?
his value.
We're in a superstar-driven NBA league.
Here you go.
It's not the same as it was during these guys are making so much money, and some of these guys, and I'm not going to...
Do you remember Dave Cowens diving almost half court on his face?
Absolutely.
Who's a Hall of Famer and a three-time champion at the time.
And he wasn't the only one. There were a lot of other guys that were doing that back then. You won't see a lot of guys.
Larry Bird had to be told to stop diving.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's the energy it's something is missing. If Riley saw soccer, he would say something is missing. If you watch something that you were talking about, something's missing.
You hit the nail on the head when you said you have to. A player like Tatum or Brown. You have to make the people that you play with better, right? That's got to be part of it.
Or you got to inspire them to be better.
And that's not happening, obviously.
All right? They talk about Tom Brady, right? And this is unfair. But great players also lift your practice performance and output and all of it, right? That's how that's supposed to go.
Well, it's early in the year. The only thing I'll say is if you're going to try to figure it out, now's the time to try to figure it out and have problems now rather than like this at the end of the year when you get going into the playoffs.
However, but two teams that weren't supposed to be as good as them, they got beat handily at home.
Yep. So Celtics are on the watch.
Celtics are on
20 game watch.
I'll tell you what, the NFL. We're transitioning. We're transitioning here too. The NFL must be bummed out about because this thing was lined up to be a classic.
Oh my
right?
God. I'm so mad.
Do you realize they said that this is the most winning on both sides teams this late in the year in like since 1930 something?
I know.
So
I was jacked up for this. But you know something? I bet Green Bay anyway, baby.
It could still be a great game. I mean, anytime Aaron Rodgers is an underdog like this,
I bet him anyway.
You can never count Aaron Rodgers.
I'm out on this one.
Well,
I'm out.
I'll tell you right now.
I don't like it.
If he gets protection,
you're bailing on your boy.
Listen. I love him more than any quarterback ever, but it's just me. He's my favorite, but it's just he has nobody now. His top three guys are all done. Adams, Lazard, and MVS all gone. That's good. Like he's so it's so tough. Like if the receiver is better than the quarterback, I like it better when I like that better than the quarterback being better than the receiver. Do you get what I mean? Because if the receiver's open, you can hit him. If the quarterback is better, he can't force them to get open. The receivers need to make.
Aaron Rodgers is so accurate. He can hit an elephant in the ass from 100 yards away.
I agree. It's just going to be against Carolina, who's 7-0. I mean, it's going to be tough without. If it was just out without Adams, I would still pick Carolina.
And Aaron Rodgers is smirking in his fucking locker room, talking shit to the guys, saying, hey, nobody's got a chance. Las Vegas just double the odds. I'm telling you, it's that chemistry we talk about.
If they
we
win,
don't know what it is. A little disrespect, a little proudness, some championship pedigree, some old school tradition. We don't know what chemistry is, but I'm telling you something right now. My man Rodgers is going to have them lit. The new Aaron Rodgers, I call him, and I'm digging it. I'm digging this whole genre.
Riley,
on the commercials, I'm loving it.
You're a big Aaron Rodgers guy, so I mean, you're telling me that you don't think Aaron Jones can come out tonight and rush for over 100 yards in this?
I do, but the problem is we're talking about a team that's 7-0. We're not talking about like I don't know, the Browns or
I understand.
Or somebody like that, the Jaguars. Well, the Browns are better than the Jaguars, but like we're talking about the best team in the NFL right now, in my opinion. They're 7-0. They're number one on my power rankings, on a lot of people's power rankings.
They came out of nowhere, but I tell you what, I wouldn't bet against Aaron Rodgers.
I wouldn't bet against Murray. Murray's the MVP frontrunner right now. He's absolutely destroying every team he comes against.
Yeah,
they're looking ridiculous.
As a 6-point favorite in this game, though, I think Green Bay definitely has a puncher's chance, and with Aaron Rodgers behind center,
they have a chance. But I don't.
Mr. When do you get a chance? Mr. Post, can you read that? Please?
Am I in a court of law here?
Mr. Raposa.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers, total passing yards, over 260.5.
Wow.
All in.
With no receivers. Wow. Was that before all of them were out or after?
No, this is today.
The only thing about this is, though,
everybody in the line was Arizona.
No,
Arizona.
That's a bad sign.
You gave me that lesson, Birdie. You were the last. I've seen it before, but you said, Mike, I'm telling you, and it's happened to me too many times. I says, I've been on this pitch before. A dude that's going to Las Vegas that works the window.
Yeah, my man Josh. Yeah, Josh.
He has an electricity. He couldn't do his laundry. He's leaving tonight or tomorrow.
Oh, my God.
And he said, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
I wanted to do touchdown.
He'll tell you exactly everybody which way the bets are going.
Everything.
Anytime he'll tell you.
Everything.
The only drawback on this is now we don't know what the game plan is going to be tonight. If they decide to come out now and try to run the ball because they don't have their regular receivers, and that's that. But if they get behind, then they're going to have to throw the ball most of the time too. So,
but one thing I do like for the Packers is Hopkins. He's gonna play. Barring any setback in the warm up, which is not a good sign because they don't usually say barring any setback, barring this. They'll say, all right, he's playing if they're confident. So that shows me that he's not completely 100%. So that if he doesn't play or if he's not 100% and he's a decoy, then that game's going to be a lot closer. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I just wouldn't go out and bet on the Packers, and I still think the Cardinals are going to win.
Question, young champ. Let me ask you this right now: if you are the coach or the general manager. Are you talking, saying, listen, do we really got to play DeAndre to beat without his best?
I would.
Depends what he
I would because if you beat the
get him a break, if you want to get him a break, this might be the time, according to all the experts out there.
But this is the thing for Hopkins is that he never misses any games no matter what. Sure. Like he's missed like 2 games in the last 2, 3, 4 years or whatever. So, and they need this win. Like if they win this and they go 8-0 over the Packers, I get there's no receivers, but it's still the Packers. They still have Aaron Jones. They still have Aaron Rodgers.
But they should win without him tonight, right?
He's on Devontae Adams' level. It's him and Devontae Adams, the 2 best receivers in the league. So
but
to take away,
2 more gone, and there's a couple of linebackers for the Packers and a defensive coordinator.
Well, there were four guys listed as out for Arizona also that I saw.
JJ Watt is done for the year. We haven't touched on that, but that's a big hit.
A lot of star power on the sidelines in this game.
Yeah,
for sure.
What is Hopkins' injury?
Oh, let me look at it.
Let me tell you, that's a bad dude right there.
Yeah, he's awesome.
That's a bad man.
It's too bad that Rodgers is missing several other players because his record in 6 games without Devontae Adams is,
6-0.
6-0.
Okay. Sounds like that great game right now, Birdie.
So no, but it's just unfortunate that it's going to be a little bit more than Devontae Adams. But no, I would never bet against Aaron Rodgers.
This is the NFL. Injuries, impairment. Now, I have a question.
Hamstring injury for Hopkins.
Hamstring? Okay. Yeah, that's...
hamstring's bad for a wide receiver.
You got to be careful with that.
Yeah.
The only time can help that. If you were a general manager or a head coach,
yep,
whose lives are tied to the success of a football team, right?
Well, they all are.
Hold on. Let me ask you, hypothetically, would you let an average player or a backup player be in your locker room unvaccinated?
Do they have a choice? Is it mandated?
That's not what I asked you.
Okay.
I would, yeah.
Jeez.
No, you mean you got the.
I'm gonna say the problem I have with it is look what we're dealing with tonight and the spread, and you got a forfeit problem if you would have had a widespread issue with Green Bay.
Sure.
So I'm gonna say no at this point because the fact that the stakes are too high. If that spreads to the point where it did with Green Bay and you had 6, 7, 8 more players out tonight, guess what? Yeah. Oh, we don't got enough players to put on the field. Yeah. Oh, no, we're not making the game up now. It's give them the L and see you next week.
Sure.
So that is based on that, I would have to say no.
And that is like, what is at stake here? You know what I mean? Like, don't you have to equate it? I think it's an awful thing to say. I think it's an awful thing to say.
Too much money involved in these teams. I mean, one game could cost you a playoff spot.
I mean, how many chances does Aaron Rodgers have left? 3, 4, maybe? Run out of them, right?
This might be his last roundup in Green Bay, so we'll see. Based on what we're seeing and based on, it's been quiet as far as what his plans are after the season, but almost like it parallels Tom Brady in his last year with the Patriots.
Well, we're not going to get the Thursday night matchup that we expected on paper, but maybe it'll exceed our expectations when we watch the game.
On the field, yeah.
And both of you, old friend, young friend of mine, dear friends of mine, I'm more than welcome to watch it with us. Yeah. The Hurricane and some Ciabra hot bar.
No, that was earlier tonight.
Oh, earlier?
No, I didn't go today, actually.
World Series, Birdie. Terrible advice you gave me.
Yeah,
terrible advice.
I didn't know that the question was going to be turned into a financial prospect. So,
Birdie, why else would I be asking about this? Because you're a baseball encyclopedia, Birdie.
Based on the numbers of Mr. Fried going into that game, everything said that screamed that this guy. You looked at his numbers; he was off the charts, and then all of a sudden he came out and laid an egg last night. So it happens. Yeah, it happens. I guess I underestimated the Astros. We'll see what happens next.
Do you find this offensive? Because a lot of people do.
No, they're going to find it offensive. This coming.
The Astros, Altuve just hit a home run to move him into second all-time.
That's crazy. Behind two.
We went over this. I forgot who it was. Manny Ramirez.
Who did he tie?
It was some Yankees player. I forgot his name. We went over this.
Bernie Williams. Altuve is a bad dude, man.
So he's 7 behind, right?
I'll tell you what. I when you said you were shocked by Manny Ramirez, I'm not shocked by Manny Ramirez.
I never said I was shocked.
Well, you said you were surprised, but Manny hit 29. I can't believe that.
I don't believe it.
I thought you said
my bad.
You thought it was a lot, but I can't believe that Altuve's hit 22.
That's nuts.
Yeah, that is nuts. To me,
he's not going to pass it this year. I don't believe, but
this kid Altuve, this guy Altuve jumps off the screen at you though when you watch him.
Offensively, yeah. Defensively, well, he's to me he's an average defensive player.
But they're not paying him to be.
No, I understand that. But his bat, with those kind of numbers, no, I can't argue with anything.
But does he jump off the TV at you that he's a star?
Not really. To me, he doesn't. To me, no, he really doesn't. He's playing in a small. He's playing in a smaller market, and to me,
First of all, Houston's a bigger market than Boston is, Birdie.
Well, population-wise, but to me, the Astros over the year, I don't know how big they are in Houston. It's just that it doesn't equate to me to the Red Sox.
Absolutely not. No, we got it. So it doesn't have that feeling.
Yeah.
It's not the Houston. I can be careful what I say.
But hey, and this kid, what is he? 5'6", 5'7"?
That's why he jumps off the TV at me. Because he doesn't look like he's a guy that should be hitting the ball 450 feet.
Well, he's also got some baggage he's carrying. I'm not going to get into it.
He's a disgruntled Red Sox fan right now.
Don't take my shirt off. Yeah, something like that.
Oh, boy.
Don't take my shirt off.
I ain't rooting for the Astros.
Exactly, yeah. I never will.
No.
Even if they're playing the Yankees, I don't think I would.
Because of the cheating?
Yeah.
48 states. Didn't you said that a week or so ago?
Every place.
Yeah.
Even Texas.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Probably just out. Probably Houston.
Texas.
Houston's probably the only spot
How is
that's
that
not
possible.
ESPN does that.
Well, I know.
Have you ever seen the color code?
Yeah.
No.
Everything was blue.
I know.
And somebody did a meme with a blotch of red where the city of Houston was. Because the city of Houston
probably true.
is in, put it this way, the city of Houston is closer to New Orleans than it is to Austin.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah.
I mean, it's on the water, Galveston.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I put a little dot right where Houston's supposed to be. But Houston's blowing up.
Well, I'm sure this is what they were 5 ACL championship series in a row, and I don't know how many will. So this is what 3 out of the last 6, 5 or 6. So
Yeah, it's nuts.
yeah,
It is nuts.
they just keep winning. They're doing something right down there.
Yeah, Altuve.
Yeah, without the
And looking at people's signs.
Yeah.
Yeah, stealing signs.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
My father had a whistle, Birdie, that could like.
No, I know
I'd
you
hear it
told
in
me
the middle
that.
of Boston Garden.
Yeah.
I can't whistle. I love this like homeless looking dude, right? Walked by me at the store. He held the door for me. I said, "Thank you," right? And he came back into the store because he forgot something, and he was whistling through the whole thing, and it just put my body in some like melodic like trance. I was like, "Wow!"
You went back to when your father used to whistle.
No. My father's whistle was, "Look at me, you fucking pain in the ass." You know what I mean? This was like he was like whistling Sam Cooke or some shit. You know what I mean? So I was like, "Wow!" I mean, and I was pissed. I've been trying to whistle all fucking day now, and I still don't know how. Do you know how to whistle?
I do.
Well, give me a good
I
whistle.
can't do
There you
it.
go.
Yeah, I can do
Does
it.
your old man have a whistle?
No. They do it like I think in the family, like to like get home or something. When back in the day, I think like my vavo did it or something. My godmother knows how to whistle like really loud too.
Well, whistle. Yeah, my father would whistle. Be like, "Time to get your ass in the house."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. Okay. We asked the vaccination question. World Series of Time 101. Riley, big night for you, boy. Big night for you last night, and a big night for you coming up. Our star correspondent, all right? Going to Comic-Con, right? But last night, you and our buddy Sage went to Boston for the wrestling to see the EAW?
AEW.
AEW.
Yes.
What was that? What's that stand for?
All Elite Wrestling.
All Elite Wrestling. Okay, at Boston, in Vince McMahon's backyard. Was there any hardcore WWE guys booing?
No.
Chanting
Because
WWE?
the tickets were like when me and Sage got it, we were only like 55 a piece. But like now that they've gotten so many more stars and stuff, I checked the tickets again. They're like 150 a piece where we were sitting. So there was only people who really cared about AEW. But there were some people wearing like WWE shirts because they didn't really have AEW shirts. But everybody was rooting for it. Wrestling fans are very
How was the
weird.
merch tables on the way in and out?
Oh my god, the lines for everything were freaking huge. Like 20 minutes for merch, 20 minutes for food, everything. I wanted to get a couple shirts, but I was like, Sage, I'm not waiting in this line, dude. Like it's so annoying.
You students probably selling stuff, right? Probably. Now, what do you feel about 8,000 there, maybe 6,000?
I'll look it up, but I'm not sure how many people were in
That's
there.
the way the BU Terriers basketball team, Mike. Did you ever play there in high school?
I played that. Got my eye busted up. We got our ass kicked my sophomore year in the Final Four.
Okay, I think I remember that game.
Yeah, right there.
Was that the kid that went to Michigan that hit? Yeah, I remember that.
Lance
Dotton, yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yep.
8,000 in that place, and up to 7,500. Sorry,
Yeah,
for
boxing
basketball.
and wrestling, they can fit like another 1,000 or two.
Yeah, I think it's 8,000 a center stage concert. So I'd figure wrestling as a concert. So 8,000 about for that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Parking pain in the ass.
Yeah, the people in there. It was in like some kind of like you know how Providence Place Mall is where you keep going up and up. They just kept pointing us in circles. We're like, bro, there's no parking in this level.
Awesome.
We got to go up. And they're like, no, just keep going. And I'm like, dude, no one's gonna be leaving. Everyone's trying to get in, and the line was so long. We weren't moving.
You would take the
so
team out
annoying.
and fucking rough it and drive in, Birdie.
You know what? I used to be a rough it and drive in guy, but now it's like I want to just avoid the hassle, and I'm more toward taking the T. To be honest with you.
Really?
The traffic getting in and out of Boston is just a disaster, you know?
You hit at the right time though. It's not too bad. As I got, we got right in too, to be honest. And when we came out, we were fine too. But it was just the parking was annoying because there was long lines of cars trying to find certain spots, and then we finally got it.
Okay, next up, back to the NFL, where we belong on this pick and preview show, certainly. I got 6 stories in the National Football League that I think people are going to be talking about and should be talking about, right? Which one do you want me to start at? 1, 2, 3, and they're not in order.
Well, whatever. Go
Just
ahead.
throw a number at me, Birdie. 1 to 6.
I don't know.
4.
Throw one at me. 4. Fourth one is Tampa versus the Saints. Saints defense is looking good. Tampa, this is a game that Tampa could potentially lose. Okay? They got explosive players offensively. I think pound for pound, the best guy in the National Football League. Now, I said pound for pound. Alvin Kamara.
That is
unbelievable.
No.
You want to talk about a utility knife?
I think the best pound for pound is Austin Eckler. Have you seen that dude? He's short, but if you see how strong he is and how much he much he works out, it's crazy. But I love both those guys.
My man Coop is in that thing too.
Yeah,
I don't think that
Alvin Kamara is.
I don't think
ridiculous.
that Eckler in a 40-yard dash is gonna even get near Kamara.
No, but I think Eckler running routes compared to they're both great catching the ball, but I think Eckler running routes is phenomenal. But Kamara's he's gonna have a good game. I think
he's the biggest defensive nightmare matchup for any defense in the NFL. Unless you have a linebacker that can run.
No way.
I mean, you get him out in space, it's done.
The Bears might have one linebacker that can.
Well,
the kid White, that's what he specializes, chasing down
Devin White or Levant. What's it, David, the other linebacker? I mean,
listen, and another thing for New Orleans, they're coming home, and they have a real home field advantage. How many places have real home field advantages? The Chargers and the Rams don't.
Well, Denver does with the
Denver does.
The Raiders do. The Chargers don't, as we've seen.
Raiders,
you would think the Raiders with their fan base, the Steelers. I mean, New Orleans is historically, with Breeze down there, with the weapons that he had, has always been
a
very
real tough, difficult place to play.
But now it's a different.
Brady's coming through. He's public enemy number 1 down there.
You got to remember last year, New Orleans kicked their ass pretty
Slapped
good
them
both
twice.
times. So
Yeah.
Tom Brady does, and one thing about Tom Brady does, he's got a long memory. He remembers those games, and one thing he's driven by is.
I watched the interview today.
losing.
The professor of him watching tape, he says everything was about him watching tape and that they might have seen a few things and how he's so very complimentary of the opposition too.
No, New Orleans defense, they got some.
Listen, you know me, I'm ride or die with Tom, okay? Yep. But as a Tom Brady fan, I'm on alert. That defense looked savage.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, that was against Geno Smith, but
listen,
they do have good.
They were flying around. Those D backs. Lattimore.
He's a
Lattimore punched. Who's the dude from
Metcalf?
DK Metcalf.
In the face every possession.
You're right.
It was given up 4 inches.
No, you're right. And a lot of weight. No, he stood right up.
You want to fight that junkyard dog?
Nope.
Antonio Brown better be back.
Yeah,
what's up with Gronk?
You got Gronk.
Gronk is still not looking good because they were talking about he could have punctured something because when you break ribs you can puncture stuff. So he's been sitting a lot.
Gronk's not going to be back for. I've had a punctured lung and I can't even believe.
I don't think it is, but they were talking about that it could have happened. So they want to keep him nice because they're pushing for not pushing for playoffs, but they're going to make the playoffs, and they rather have him for that than a game that's not going to really mean anything. Absolutely. Not that this game doesn't mean anything. It's just like
that's why
the playoffs is way more better.
Possibly them sitting a wide receiver Hopkins down. Or if it was the same type of logic, listen, maybe we can win this one without you because this guy's without 3 of them.
The Saints yesterday or today just picked up Ingram back, didn't they? Get him?
They traded him yesterday. There's talks about him being able to play this week. But Brandon Cooks was pissed about it. He said, this shit's so dumb. He's like, I don't even understand. And then Alvin Kamara was so happy because Kamara's rookie season, both of those guys had 1,000 yards total. Well, Kamara had a total. Ingram had 1,000 yards rushing, and they were so good together because Ingram would just go in, pound it to you for 2 downs, and then Kamara would come in, run his routes, maybe even pound it with him. Like those two are gonna. Ingram's a little older now, so it might not work, but it's definitely a good pickup to have as a backup and for third.
Must be a good locker room guy for bringing him back too.
And
we talk about the home field advantage now. I think this game is going to be about the matchup between Jameson Winston and the Tampa secondary and defense.
You would think
then it's going to be about Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're not going to keep Tom Brady off the board.
No.
Okay, but your offense is going to have to perform better than they did against Seattle. But
To be fair, last
Yep.
year they did keep them off the board a lot during the regular season. That one game where they got smoked, it was like 30-something to like 9, I believe, or something like that. Yeah. And that was the regular season, and then they'll come the playoffs, they lost.
Yeah.
The Saints lost when it actually mattered. But that is something to be like, all right, guys, we can build off of this from last year. Last year we beat them twice. We were able to beat them. But I completely agree.
It can also turn up the energy in Tampa Bay's practice, thinking they got their ass kicked twice, right?
Oh, yeah.
And this is division game.
Exactly. Huge division game.
Doesn't forget.
And after the show, we're going to do our fantasy show, and I will be going into more about the Saints and the Buccaneers because I picked one of their players. So stay for that to see which one on what team I picked and for why.
Brother. There you go. Brought to you by Rowdy Rally and the Birdman. All right, next number.
Number one.
Number one is, I think this is what I think it is. Pitts versus the Browns. It's get down or go home for one of these two. I'm calling it right now. The losing team in this game does not make the playoffs.
I would agree with that.
All right.
I think they could both make it. Even if one of them wins, but I think the Browns are gonna win. I still don't like that Steelers team. I don't believe in Ben. I mean, obviously historically he's a historic great quarterback, but he's not a Brady. He can't keep doing it for this long. He already looks broken down. I don't know if I believe in him.
I believe in the Pittsburgh defense with everybody healthy though.
The Browns don't have a bad defense either.
Would you be more comfortable betting your last $100 on Big Ben or Baker Mayfield?
In this game?
In this game.
Well,
your last 100.
As long as Pittsburgh's defense is coming in healthy, spread was 3.5. I would take the Steelers.
I'm taking the Browns because Nick Chubb, he hasn't played the last 2 games and he's still number 4.
Real Cleveland Browns, please show up.
He's number 4 in rushing and he hasn't played the last 2 games. He's coming back this game. The Browns have one of, if not the best defensive player in the league right now, in Myles Garrett. He's absolutely destroying every game he plays in, and the Steelers don't have a great offensive line. So I think he could have a really big game right here. The Steelers are going to need to lean on Najee Harris a lot, but they have Myles Garrett to outbalance it. Like, he's going to be there to clog up the middle. He's going to get to the quarterback. Sure. So it's going to be a good game. I can't wait to see that one.
Well, we don't know for sure if Baker's playing, so
Baker's out all over TV.
He's going to be back this week.
All over TV.
With the shoulder injury, though, that's
a left hand. That's a left shoulder, though.
He still didn't look good when he was in there a week prior to him going down. He was missing receivers left and right, so we'll see. They're going to have to run the ball if his shoulder's not.
They got the best run game in the league.
Agree.
So
Hunt and Chubb, but
Hunt is out for a little bit. He could be out for like a month or so. But Chubb is coming back this week. Dearness Johnson freaking tore up the Broncos last week.
What was going on
he's not like, I know he had a great game, but he's 26 years old and that was his first ever NFL game. Like, if that's anything to go by, like, he's not the greatest player in the world. But Nick Chubb is a very, very good running back. One of the top 5 running backs in the league. To get him back, they're going to need to lean on him.
I think if I'm Cleveland, I'm a run. I don't care if we get Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry and Baker Mayfield. I'm run first there.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm run first.
Nick Chubb is a beast.
And who's the other guy that runs with him, too? What's his name?
Hunt, but he's out for a little bit. He had a calf injury.
Their offensive line is underrated, too. It's not just Chubb and Hunt. That offensive line is really, really good for Cleveland.
If I'm big, you know what, I was getting a little nostalgic, right? I was listening to a little Whitney Houston earlier today, right?
Really?
I had R&B classics on running. You know, I was here working all day, and I'm thinking about Big Ben. And if I'm him today, right, this kid's had an amazing career, right?
He's done after this year, I would think.
Smell the roses of that atmosphere in Cleveland one more time.
Yeah, for sure.
And just say, listen,
the last time.
You guys ever see For the Love of the Game?
Robert Redford?
Not Robert Redford. It's
why am I thinking? Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner.
You ever see that movie?
Parts of it, not the whole movie.
Unbelievable. Yeah. It's not. It's a hot, dramatic sports film. Mm-hmm. It's not an action-packed, but the premise of it is he's at Yankee Stadium for the last time.
Yep.
All his teammates, when they were good, have jumped ship and gone over there, and his best friend jumped ship to the Yankees. Billy Chappell, his last time. I got goosebumps, Birdie. Verify them. He's on the mound.
Yep.
And it goes retrospect to his first game he pitched against the Yankees Stadium, right? And the girl that he loved, and his own teammates. Because before he starts every inning, he's talking to himself, and then the movie switches from the game to what he's talking about in that time period.
Okay.
And it's amazing. Big Ben should soak everything in.
Well,
because let me tell you something right now. I don't care what anybody says. During a game, athletes like getting booed more than they like getting cheered for some reason. I'm telling you, soak everything. The dog pound. I would shake their hands after the game. I would take a lap because, baby, it's the journey. And this guy's played for 19 years. He left it on the field. He stayed with one team. And he's a two-time Super Bowl champion. Suck it up, Ben.
You talked about the other night about rivalries. This is a rivalry that was overlooked, that was never mentioned. Yeah. This Pittsburgh-Cleveland rivalry might have been the most hated rivals in the NFL.
And could still
bar
be.
None. Bar none. These two cities hate each other.
And suck it up.
Yeah, no, and enjoy the last ride.
The last ride.
Your last run. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a storyline. Yeah.
Go get a beer for the last game, man. Yep. Go walk to the game, Bird.
No, absolutely. That was Derek Jeter's last time in Yankee Stadium.
I'm going to walk. I'm going to put my headphones on. I'm got a little security. I'm going to walk to the game. I want to feel it because you know something.
It's the last.
You know something because it's the last time.
Last roundup. Yeah. Enjoy the ride. Yep.
Enjoy the ride and the journey.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, right? All that money's not going to make you happy.
No. A guy like Roethlisberger, he's not playing for the money anymore. It's all about his legacy, whatever's left of it.
He's done on the money. He could have retired 2 years ago, 3 years ago, be good on money forever. But
And I'm moving for Big Ben in this one.
Oh.
Next up, want me to do number 2 now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can the Cowboys continue to roll at the Vikings? Dak's banged up, and Kirk Cousins. You like that, Birdie? How you like that, Birdie?
Cowboys have been on the magic carpet ride so far. They've been red hot and everything's going their way.
I agree.
Does the glass slipper? When's the clock going to strike 12 on the Cowboys? I mean, at some point it's going to. I don't know if it'll be this week, but
I think they've had a little bit of not a favorite schedule. I just think they've gotten lucky on some of their plays. I don't think Trayvon Diggs is as good as everyone makes him out to be. He gives up a lot of big plays constantly, and he comes up with a good amount of interceptions, which is great, but he gives up so much. And I think once they play a real
gambled on that play.
Yeah, when he play a real team, in the NFC, like the Buccaneers, they lose.
The Cowboys' question marks are not on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
When the Cowboys have problems, it will be on the defensive side of the ball at some point in the season.
And I think they're young, hungry, and flying around. And I think that the Cowboys are built for the long haul.
I want to see it. Like you said it about Lamar, you said it about these guys. The Cowboys is a team where I definitely want to see it. They haven't won any playoff games of significance in any time. Like that's why I can't trust them. And like I get that they have one of the best offenses in the league, if not the best right now. Like arguably they've got so many weapons. They got Zeke, they got Dak. It's just I want to see them actually do it, and I don't trust Mike McCarthy at all.
If they don't, and let's I don't. That's the one I don't.
Yeah,
that's the flaw.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah, I don't trust him.
That's the problem with him. But let me tell you something. If the Cowboys, because they're going to play a playoff game at home, okay?
Yeah, but
if the Cowboys don't win a playoff game this year, all hell is going to break loose.
Yeah,
they didn't.
It's an absolute disaster. They have to win at least one playoff game. It's going to be at home.
It ain't going to be an easy game if you look at the NFC.
They played a playoff game at home.
Is it going to be the Rams?
3 years ago, I believe. It was against the man, Aaron Rodgers, and they lost that one. And they were the number one ranked team in the NFC that year. It was the year they went like 13-3.
Dak's rookie year.
Yeah, Dak's rookie year, and they lost to Rodgers in the thing. And I think that could happen. I don't think they're going to finish. They honestly could finish number one in the NFC because I think they got some easy games coming up. I don't think Arizona stays undefeated forever, and they only have one loss right now. So if they can get like the first seed, I don't know, but it's going to be so tough. Like the Buccaneers, the Cardinals, the Rams. Either the Cardinals or the Rams are not going to win the division and not play at home. And they're not going to play at home.
One of them.
And if they see one of them, I'm betting the other team. 100%. 100% the other team I'm taking.
Dak's backed up. What's going on with Dak? What's the story with him?
A calf issue, from what I heard. A calf issue can really linger.
So many calf issues going on.
Calves are no joke. You strain a calf or you blow your calf. Look at Mike Trout this year.
Any soft muscle industry, all you need is time.
Mike Trout's issue was a calf this year. And what did he miss? Half the season? Didn't come back, right?
Yeah. It's a dangerous game for the Cowboys.
Yeah, no, Minnesota needs the game more than Dallas does. So
Minnesota's a good team too. They're very underrated.
Underrated, yes.
I love Minnesota. I think Justin Jefferson versus Trayvon Diggs is going to be a fantastic matchup to watch. I think Jefferson could blow up with a lot of yards.
And it's going to be a true road game for them, which Dallas didn't really experience in New England. Because nobody's going to Minnesota on vacation, right?
No, that's for sure.
And I don't think Cowboy fans are down to go there much, and I don't think Viking fans are selling their tickets. It's a way of life up there, so this will be an interesting one. Next up, New England at San Diego, and I got a feeling about this one.
Well,
I got a feeling I like the Patriots in this.
If I'm Brandon Staley. What I'm doing to my team this week is I'm showing them film of what Bill Belichick just did to the Jets, running up the score, and then I'm showing him the film of last year when Bill Belichick humiliated the Chargers 45-0.
The holier than thou Bill Belichick.
The holier than thou Bill Belichick.
Oh, man.
And I'm going to tell my team to get them up for this game, to show them that film from last year, for the guys that were in that locker room last year. And I'm going to say,
you think they remember? You think the guys remember it?
40. I know the quarterback does. That rookie quarterback going up against Belichick.
So Belichick's not going to work his spell.
I think the fact that he ran the score up.
I think this is a completely different Chargers team.
Absolutely.
Completely different Chargers team. Herbert's second year. You got Keenan Allen is still just more of a veteran. Mike Williams is way more predominant than he was last year. He's looking like a better receiver than Keenan Allen is right now. Austin Eckler is doing like on top of the world. He's been one of the best running backs in the league. The defense is looking pretty good too. So it's a completely different team. It's going to be a really, really tough
Plus,
game.
they lost last week, so there's no such thing as getting caught sleeping.
Well, they're on a bye also. They got pounded in Baltimore the week before. Then they've had a week off to stew on this.
Yeah, so we should get the best of San Diego.
To me, this is a playoff game for the Patriots.
Yeah,
I've said all year that I want to see the Patriots do it.
If they want to qualify the playoffs, they're going to have to win a game like this. This is the game here. For me to take notice of the Patriots, if they win this week, I will take them serious. What a great job I did with 6 hot topics.
Hey, if they lose, my position does not change. I still don't believe in them. And I was a huge component of pushing them.
No, you mean if they win?
No, I'm saying if they lose, because I'm still not on there. I'm still not with them right now. I think they haven't beaten any serious teams.
The Chargers?
The Patriots.
The Patriots.
But I was a big component of pushing.
If they beat a serious team?
Yeah, if they beat the Chargers, then like Birdie said, I'll take them serious. But I was pushing for the Patriots. I thought people had their hopes down on them in the beginning of the season, but now I don't know. This is going to be a big game for them.
Sweet as Tennessee whiskey. Have you ever heard my man Chris Stapleton sing?
No.
Bad dude.
Some of that Tennessee moonshine.
YouTube, Chris Stapleton, who's my man? Justin Timberlake, their combo, R&B soul meets country rock and roll. Yo, Tennessee whiskey, you'll love it. Trust me. I almost drank myself to death one summer with Pete Souza.
So White Lightning, the Tennessee White Lightning. That's
all right. Tennessee. Everybody's talking about Tennessee. Indy's hot. Can the Titans keep rolling? Another division game.
They've had
a lot of people talking about Indy coming in the back door on them. I mean, does Tennessee got another big win in them?
I don't know if you can get up for another game. They beat Indy earlier this year by I think about 8 or 9 points at Tennessee. This is a rematch game. Indy seems to be hitting on all cylinders right now. They got Quentin Nelson back. Their offensive line.
Who's playing better than Tennessee?
No, I understand that. Yeah. What I'm saying is, can Tennessee get up again for
that's
straight
the whole
week?
Thing, yeah, that's it.
It's a tough spot to get a team if they can, and they win this game, and Vrabel continues to have them rolling in the right direction. But something tells me I like Indy this week.
When I see Mike Vrabel give interviews with his Ray-Bans on, he's got a smirk on his face that he's seen this before, maybe with the Patriots with his team. Like, he's very, very, very confident.
He's a very underrated coach, how good this guy really is, Mike. Yeah. I think, and his stock's going, when you talk about buy guy. He's going in the right place.
Yeah.
But something tells me Indy at home this week.
You know why I like Tennessee? Because they've been winning these last 2 weeks, and Henry hasn't been doing much. Like, he's been doing good, obviously, but he hasn't been Henry. Like, he hasn't been absolutely killing it, and he hasn't put up that monster game. He's due again for a big game. Like, I just think if he can put up if they're gonna win again, and they use him, I just think it's going to be a recipe for disaster for the Colts if they just start using him like they have been in the beginning of the season, just pound. I think it's just game over.
You got the 2 best backs in the league.
You don't
in my
see it to
opinion.
the fourth quarter, though. You don't see it like the end of the third quarter, fourth quarter.
No, I know, but I want to see them just like come. I think if they just pound the ball against the Colts, I don't think the Colts have enough weapons to throw and keep up with them. The Colts want to pound the Michael
careful.
Pittman's good. He's good, but I don't know if I trust in
Jonathan Taylor.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Jonathan Taylor's my dude. I love Jonathan Taylor. I took him in the Dynasty League
go toe-to-toe
with
with
my
him.
first
He's
pick.
extremely well coached, too, with Frank Reich.
I like Vrabel a little bit better, but it's the spot this week is what I'm trying to say. Like you said, the 2 games that they had in Tennessee had to play a 3rd game in a row. That's a brutal stretch for Tennessee. So we'll see.
Yeah. Be interesting. And last but not least, it's the G-Men at Arrowhead looking to start throwing dirt on the grave of the Kansas City Chiefs, who have been by far the NFL's biggest disappointment this season.
Well,
Is there any way the superstar, the magician, Patrick Mahomes, loses this game to the Giants?
He better not. At home, a 9-point favorite, 10-point favorite. I tell you what, Kansas City loses this game, and you might as well start
That's what I
throwing
have.
the dirt on them. Yeah.
If Kansas City loses, will they make the playoffs if they lose this game right here?
I think they're going to have a tough time getting in, as they stand right now. But
The
if they
AFC is
lose
not
this
that
week
strong,
to the
though.
Giants, you got to remember one thing about the Giants. They are completely beat up. I don't know if they're getting anybody. Slayton was out. Shepard was out.
Saquon should be playing.
Saquon might be back. I mean, they've been pretty beat up offensively, injuries.
I think they're going to make the playoffs because I don't think the AFC is that strong. Like, honestly, I really just don't. I think the Raiders as 5-2. I think the Chiefs have a better team than that. I really just believe.
Yeah, but whether they're better team, is their record going to be there?
Yeah, I think this is a 1 week. If they don't win here, then I might be off the Chiefs wagon. But I hope they lose. I don't want the Chiefs to win. This is just my head talking, not my heart.
Catching the Chiefs at the right time because they're playing so bad. But remember, the old saying is, Mike, the most dangerous animal is a wounded animal, and right now the Chiefs are really wounded.
Like ahead of the Chiefs. The Chiefs are in 11th place right now. Ahead of the Chiefs are the Colts.
They had some early success, maybe a little too soon.
At Kansas City, I just don't see I mean, as bad as Mahomes and they played last week, I just can't see that happening again. I think
Danny Dimes?
It's a get-right week for the Chiefs. It's got to be for them this week.
Yeah,
your mother agrees with me about Chris Stapleton.
I know she was going to say something. But the Colts are ahead of them. I think they have a better team than the Colts. The Patriots are ahead of them. I think they have a better team than the Patriots. The Steelers are ahead of them. I think they have a better team than the Steelers. And then the Browns, the Chargers, and the Ravens are the other wildcard teams.
Yeah, I can see them stealing the Browns and Chargers.
Yeah, definitely. I think they definitely have a better team than the Browns. Like,
is that the wild card? I said, that's cool.
Yeah.
Where'd you find out?
So I just looked up NFL playoff picture.
Nice
And
I
I
put them
pulled this
ahead of
up.
all them teams except for the Colts right now. The Colts are hitting on all cylinders. I wouldn't exactly put them ahead of
But it wouldn't
right
shock me if the Chiefs went in there and beat them.
No, I still think the Chiefs are going to win the division. I think 3 and 4.
I mean, listen,
and the Raiders are 5 and 2.
That kid, Mahomes is a QB. I mean, they got a chance against the Steel Curtain back in the day with me, Joe Green, and the boys. With that kid, it's like Luka Doncic in the NBA. With that kid on your team, you
always have a chance.
You always have a chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you ready for some picks? Yo.
I am.
guess.
I'm going to win this week. I am winning this week.
Tough to pick.
I'm winning this week.
Okay, I think I'm winning.
I'm winning this week.
Okay, all right. Here we go.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Here we go.
By the way, before we get into this week, Mike did win this week. I think we went over this Monday, but finally, the Monday game was over, and I don't know who you picked, but it actually didn't even matter. You beat us. You beat us by like 2 or 3. You beat us by like 2 or 3 picks this week. So you had a convincing win this week. So I'll give you that one.
But I will say one thing about the Lions pick I made last week when you guys told me.
Oh my God! Here we go. Hey, guess what? Hey,
right?
but what happened? Did you win?
No, but
Okay, there you go. So that pick doesn't matter. That pick doesn't matter.
Green Bay and Arizona. Arizona minus 6.5.
It's in Arizona.
It's tonight, baby boy. You know it.
In Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me. I hate it, but give me Arizona.
Watch party tonight. What? Give you Arizona?
Yes, please.
Devontae Adams, 6-0 without him in the lineup. Aaron Rodgers, still the baddest man in football. Nah, I'll take Green Bay plus a 6.5.
Second baddest man in football, Birdie.
Huh?
Second
baddest.
So you go with who?
I'm taking Green Bay.
Whoa, Birdman!
Yep.
Me too, baby.
See, that's one up for me right there. If they win right there, that's one up.
Birdie, because you want to know why? I'm thinking about you in the line. Hey, listen, I swear to God, I'm watching everybody go in on Arizona.
You got to go the other way.
I've been there before.
You got to go the other way. That's a bad sign when you see that.
And another influence I know, I got a couple of money line parlays. And then the guy says, "What's wrong with you with the money line?" He goes, "I've never seen no money line."
You're not going to lose
Birdie,
a spread that way.
Okay, Carolina at Atlanta. I'm going with the Dirty Birds.
What's the spread?
Atlanta -3.
Carolina at Atlanta. Give me Atlanta. I've been on the Carolina hype train, but no CMC. Sam Darnold hasn't been looking as great. I love Kyle Pitts now, and Calvin Ridley's gonna have a good game, I think. Birdie?
ATL 6-1 against.
That's all of us, no?
Carolina.
Go to Atlanta where the play.
So that's all of us. You know what that means, right? That means Carolina's gonna blow it out.
Miami at Buffalo, 13.5. I love me some Bills.
Yeah, and nobody's
and Buffalo, and I don't mean wings.
Unless Riley's going to take Miami, good luck to you. But I ain't taking them.
I want to because I think Tua's looking so good.
Buffalo
Tua's looked so good.
Spread against Miami in the last 9.
Tua's looked so good. See, this is the game where like I could pull away from you guys if I win it, but it also would sink me if I lose it.
Sure.
Oh my God, I'm going.
Very bright.
I'm gonna go with Buffalo. I'm gonna go with Buffalo. But Tua, it's not gonna surprise me if they only lose by 4 or 5 because Tua has looked really good.
San Fran -4 at Chicago. This is battle of the busted quarterback. No, I'm only
give me 49ers.
Well, I didn't pick this game because
Yeah.
there's no trend on this game.
Give me the 49ers.
I didn't like what I saw from the 49ers. I'm going to go with Jimmy G playing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Bears and take the points.
Khalil Mack's not playing this week.
Khalil Mack is not playing this week?
No.
Oh, very easy. Thank you, Birdie. Thank you, Birdie. Thank you, Birdie.
We almost had him there.
Yeah, that could be my lead-in for me to take Chicago. Can't do it. Give me the Niners.
So you know what happens?
Trust Justin Fields.
We're all picking the same right now. What
Not
the hell?
yet. Yeah, well, no, I got a few more games.
All right. Riley's going with the same. So Pittsburgh versus Cleveland. I'm ride or die with Big Ben.
Cleveland.
That's what's up. You hear me? Big Ben. I got your back.
What's the spread?
From Boston, baby. Champions. We love champions. You're a champion.
3.5.
Ride or die with my man Big Ben.
3.5.
Smell the roses. Walk to the game. Feel it all. Because you ain't never coming down this way again, my man.
Yeah,
take it as a victory lap, win or lose. Go do your thing,
I don't like Pittsburgh's offensive line, but Baker
Rock
Mayfield,
on, Big Ben.
I like Pittsburgh's defense. 3.5's a key number. I'll take Pittsburgh plus 3.5.
Give me the Browns. This is the game.
There
I need.
Go. That's
if they win right there, that's a separation game, and I don't know if I trust the Steelers.
Separation game, Riley. Make or break game.
Yep.
Philadelphia freedom, shine on me. Detroit, Rock City. What you got?
What's the points over there?
3.5.
For who?
Detroit at home getting 3.5.
What is your favorite song associated with Philadelphia? There's 100 of them. Much better than the Boston songs. Please come to Boston.
Yeah.
No.
There's really no trends on this game. Detroit plays hard for that coach. Philly got rid of Zach Ertz. I mean, how hard are they going to play on the road? I don't know. This game's tough to handicap, but I'm going to take Detroit at home getting 3.5.
So am I. Detroit Rock City, baby.
Give me Philly.
There you go. Another separation.
I like Hurts, and I really like Rhaegar and Smith.
Favorite on the road.
I don't know. I think the coach said they're going to start running the ball, so I believe in that.
Tennessee whiskey versus Indiana. I was born in a small town.
What's the point?
What do you got? -1. Indy's -1.
This spread opened at Tennessee -1, and then the money started coming in on Indy, so Indy's moved to a 1-point favorite. I like Indy here. I think
Tennessee. Oh my God, that's so easy.
I just think Tennessee. You think so?
I'm going with Indy. So we're gonna find out.
I'm going with Indy. But did you hear what he just said though? It's so easy.
Because it moved to giving points Yeah, I don't understand that.
It moved in Indy's favor, meaning the money's coming in on Indy for it to move 2 points.
Yeah, I know.
The only reason why I'm taking Indy is because what you said earlier, the 2 tough spots in a row for Tennessee, and this is a 3rd one in a row, so I'm going to take Indy.
Derrick Henry monster game incoming.
Jonathan Taylor.
Cincy at the Jets. Jets, Jets.
Okay, you got, I believe.
What's the
If
point?
the owner of the Jets had any self-respect, he would retire and say, somebody can do this better than I can. I owe my fan base more.
They're
I'm
terrible.
an embarrassment to the NFL. I don't know what I'm doing.
Literally.
I'm going to let somebody else do this job.
Unless he gets,
I'm going to get out of the fucking way because the fans deserve better. That's what I'm going to do.
You weren't wrong.
I'm going to go on Oprah's couch and say, help me, Oprah, because
I'm
I
an
can't do this
embarrassment.
no more.
Woody Johnson.
That's what I do. That's what I do if I'm Woody Johnson. If you had any self-respect, you would release the reins on this football team. It's the greatest city in the world, and you, my friend, you might be a winner in life and making money, but in football, you are a loser, Jack.
NFL teams print their own money. I don't think he's going to stop printing. But Burrow coming in right now, and we didn't hit on the Cincinnati defense, how good it could be.
Yeah, the defense is good.
Burrow right now is just on fire. I mean, and Flacco might be coming into quarterback this game.
What's the points?
10.5. But
give me the.
I got to lay that all day long.
Give me the Browns.
Yeah, I can't see the
Bengals. Sorry.
Although,
Rams at Houston, 14.5.
Although, remember one thing about the Jets, though, they did beat Tennessee at home earlier this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they did.
Rams at Houston.
I thought this spread should be 21 or more. So, no, seriously.
Rams didn't cover last week. Rams didn't cover against the Lions.
Yeah, but we're talking about Houston. We're talking about Houston. Houston's the worst
team in the league. They're averaging, they scored 5 points. I mean, I'd lay 20 here if I had to. Rams all day long. Yeah.
Mike, you taking the Texans?
Take the Texans then, Mike. Good luck to you.
Do it. You know you want to. You know you want to.
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay.
Oh!
Hey, Riley.
Give me the Rams. Give me the Rams.
You go like this. You throw a line out.
You know something? Let me show you fools about how to get down to
laughed
Texas.
at me last week with the
Are you ready?
Right?
Are you ready? Listen, are you ready to tell you, hey, know what this is? Look at me. This is for the hook 'em horns, right? This is for Houston, baby. H-Town, 5th Ward. My man Avery Oliver getting it done out there. Right. Those rock and rollers and galvers in Houston. I'm going with Houston.
All right. Good luck to you.
Somebody has to be theatrical around.
All right. Well, that's a separation game.
It is a separation game. That'd be huge.
That's not the game you want to separate it, though. But
what do we got next?
What do you got, Mike?
New England at Chargers.
What's the spread?
Chargers are laying
-5.
Patriots are getting 5. I'll let you guys go first on this game.
Oh my God! I hope it's a tie.
Birdie, you got Carolina or Atlanta? Who do you got?
I took Atlanta.
I'm taking the. Oh man, that is tough. I'll take the Chargers by a touchdown.
Mikey.
All right, so you took well, okay, hold on. Detroit, Mike and Birdie. We have too many of them that are alike.
Hey, I'm going by my trends.
Yeah.
Mike. I go by my trends every week.
That's what I'm saying. This week, I feel like this week in the NFL has been a lot of.
So who you got? Chargers?
Yeah, Chargers. I feel like this week has been a lot of like good teams versus not so good teams.
I'm going with the Pats.
19-9-1 as a
on
dog.
the West Coast.
I think San Diego.
Mac-10 coming at you.
Patriots are going to lose, but I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going to take the Patriots.
Oh, man, fuck off.
19-9-1 in their last 30 games. I'm going by that number, Mike. 19-9-1 is an underdog.
Birdie, a close.
19-9-1 is an underdog, Mike.
Right.
Listen. A close game, Birdie, by the way, is a 1-touchdown game. Like in overtime.
About 3 or 4.
Okay, an overtime game like the Texans, the Cowboys and the Patriots, where CeeDee Lamb scores at least a touchdown. I still win the spread because it's 5.5. That was 6 points right there.
I'm
so
just playing my trends.
Jacksonville and Seattle. I'm going with Jacksonville.
What's the spread?
See, you've been looking at you have been looking at my trends.
I ain't looking at shit.
Jacksonville's 5-2 on the road against the spread. I'm taking Jacksonville against Geno Smith. I mean, come on.
give me the Seahawks.
Jacksonville.
Give me the Seahawks, please. Seahawks. It's -3.
Yeah.
That's it.
Washington.
That should be so much more.
Washington at Denver.
Right here, baby.
Denver is favored by 3.
What are we doing, Birdie? What kind of bet we doing? Side bet here. It's our 2 favorite teams.
Yeah, I can't bet my team though. They're so bad.
Really?
Of course you do. You gotta
Come on.
Horrible.
You have to. You have
What's
to.
the stakes? The Ciabra?
Yeah, let's do that. Ciabra hot bar.
Hold on. You ever hear that horse? You ever hear that song, Horse with No
So
Name?
you're giving me the spread then, right? It's only 3 points.
Yeah. Ciabra hot bar. I'll take the Broncos. You take the Redskins.
I'm getting 3 points. The points is 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ciabra hot bar.
All right.
So if the Broncos cover, you got it. And then if
I
the
don't like my
they don't.
chances.
You're gonna make your pay anyway, but
No.
still win. You can win $1,000.
No, you're right.
Who am I gonna go with here?
What time is that game, bro?
I need space from Birdie.
Four-
I'm going with the
425,
Broncos. I'm going with the Broncos. The Orange Crush.
I didn't
Yes.
Tom Jackson.
I took Washington to bet with him. It doesn't mean I'm taking him on that sheet, though. I had Denver circled.
All right. Well, all right. So you want the Broncos?
It's a side bet. Yeah. It's a side
I'm
bet.
going with Washington.
So I
Oh
win
my
either
God.
way.
I'm going with
Let him take the
Washington.
Washington. They're 1-6 under Rivera in the last 7 games against the spread. So
I'll go with them.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. Tampa Bay -5.5 at New Orleans, baby. Emro, bam, pow.
I like a Tampa blowout here.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think Brady's just gonna pick them apart. Just think. I don't know. I just feel like a Jameis Winston bad game's coming. Like it just massive amount of picks. It's against his old team as well. So I think he's just gonna be chucking the ball and it's just gonna be
If you're
pick.
betting on this game, you gotta. The only way that you win is Winston and that offense has to seriously outperform the Tampa Bay defense.
well, the secondary is the key.
But that's why I think
But
it.
still, though, if you don't got time to get it, you ain't getting it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that, but
Well, that's where Alvin
gonna
Kamara
be
would
so
come
tough.
into play. You're gonna have to get him.
but they have linebackers to put on him. If it's any team, it's they do. I know he's still.
Yeah,
It's
no,
a
they
linebacker.
got young linebackers
Yeah.
that are going to run with
maybe
him.
a secondary guy. I don't know about.
So who you taking,
linebacker.
Birdie?
No trend on this game. I'm bare here.
Let's go show it to the Saints. Have some balls. You need me to
Yeah, all right. Give me the Saints. I'll take.
Woo!
I'll take the Saints before I take Houston. All day long. 5.5.
Dallas -1.5 at Minnesota.
Dallas minus.
How about them
I hate the
Cowboys?
fucking
If you don't believe it, shame on you.
Give me the
The
Vikings.
star is real. America's team is
Yeah,
back.
all right.
Dak ain't whack.
Here we go.
You
I'll
know
take
what's
Vikings.
up.
He's taking
I'm
Dallas.
going with
I'm
the
taking
Cowboys.
Minnesota.
How about them Cowboys, Uncle Jerry?
I'll take the 1.5 at home.
Uncle Jerry should bring his big ass motherfucking yacht and park it right in the fucking the Great Lakes up there, Birdie?
Yeah, he'll
the
have-
Great Lakes, and say, "This is what they do in Texas, baby, big."
They'll
Give me
have
Uncle Jerry.
They'll have all the
Uncle
front
Jerry.
running Cowboy fans
Who
will
you
be
got?
up there. I got Minnesota. I'm
love
taking the
Love
Vikings.
love it.
He hates the Cowboys. He said.
Yo, I hate the Cowboys more than any team in the league.
Cowboys and the Yankees. And the Lakers. You hate the Lakers?
No, I don't hate the Lakers.
Who do you hate more, the Cowboys or the Yankees?
Whew, that's hard.
Yankees.
It's got to be the Yankees. Oh yeah.
New York Giants at KC. I'm going with the G-Men.
What's the
You
point?
heard?
9.5.
9.5.
Woo! That's a big one. Ooh, man. Give me.
The signs of Birdie thinking is the clock.
I'm not thinking. I already got my trend on this.
Who are you picking? Because I'm going
waiting for
last.
you to go
I'm going
first.
last.
Well, I'm not going to give you the trend then. I'm just going to say who I'm taking. I'm taking the Giants in 9.5.
Did you guys both take the Giants?
There you go. Yeah, you're going to take
It's your
Kansas
chance,
City.
Mahomes. You
You're
know.
gonna
I don't want them to win.
I know, but you.
I don't want them to
going
win.
You just argue.
Yeah, I think they're
right.
going to, but 9.5. No. 9.5 is a lot. That's a lot. So, give me the Chiefs. Fuck it. Give me the
There you
Chiefs.
go.
We all got pressured into one pick.
Exactly.
So
I got the worst
you
of
got
that
the worst one.
motherfucker.
You got the worst
I
one.
I got the worst of that deal.
You got baited into it. You
Put it right.
Down, baby. H-Town.
He took that bait better
Take
than
this
a
motherfucker. Take this motherfucker. Put
Yeah, I'll put it over here. Don't worry.
Take it.
Okay, before the show ends.
Yep.
Are we doing a trivia question?
Yes, we can do
The
trivia.
whole segment left, and I'm not done yet.
Yeah, but I said. Oh,
I'm not
okay.
done yet.
All right.
What time is it?
It's-
How you like me now, Birdie?
Oh, 7:30.
All right. Buy or sell in the NFL. You heard?
Yep, I'm down.
All right. Baker Mayfield.
No,
I'm selling Baker
I
Mayfield.
don't like Baker Mayfield.
What do you got?
He's an injured Baker Mayfield too.
Yeah,
Buying.
always will be.
Buying, I think.
ain't right. You're buying Mayfield?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
With the run
Now,
game,
let's
he-
stop. This is up and down for now. It is.
Yeah. For the run game he has, I think that can open up the receiving game, and he could just get it there.
Birdie, Baker Mayfield, buy or sell.
So,
Kansas City Chiefs making the playoffs. Buy or sell.
Buy all day.
Wow, that's a tough
Buy all
one.
day. You'll triple your money at that rate. Buy all day.
Man, I'll tell you what.
That's it, Ralph.
They're trending water. They're getting beat up physically in these games. I don't like what I'm seeing from them. Really bad.
It's not the talent. I don't see the mojo or the magic. I think they lost a little of their swag. I think they see the writing
I said
on
this
the
on
wall.
last week. I said by the skin of their teeth, I
Jeez.
think they're going to make it. By the skin of their
So
teeth.
you buy him?
Yeah, if they make the playoffs.
Dolphins quarterback Marcus Tua. Buy or sell at a young age.
I like Tua.
Former big time.
I still like Tua, even though
you're buying
the
it,
people.
Birdie.
Yeah, I'm buying Tua.
I'm buying Tua as well. I like Tua.
I think people just got to realize this
I'm
kid.
buying it too. You want to know why? Because I like the fact that I'm tired of hearing about fucking Deshaun Watson.
Exactly.
Blah, blah, blah,
He's been
blah,
through
blah,
a
blah,
lot.
blah.
People don't realize that injury he came back
Oh,
from.
this is the hot topic right now. Can I get a drum roll, please, Birdie? Play the drum roll. Bill Belichick is general manager. I'm selling.
Buying. All day long.
When?
Buying.
Next year?
Just up and down. How,
In general.
From this
He
point
has,
right now.
his drafts have not been that great over the years historically, if you think about it. And he's not going to have number 12 quarterback in any teams that he's general manager. I'm not buying that. No,
I'm buying that.
no.
I'll buy
Las
that.
Vegas Raiders for real, yes or no?
I
know you ain't saying.
Nope. Never.
I'm saying yes.
like what I'm seeing. I like the coach. They're buying
go on
into
the
it.
pass line,
And you know
the
what?
pass line.
I think they might be better off without Gruden there. I hate to say it.
All
Like
right.
you said, they might be.
Arizona as a Super Bowl threat. Buying or selling?
In the NFC?
Sell. Not mature enough, not experienced enough. Sell.
Buy. There's a lot of talent on that.
All right.
That loss of J.J. Watt's going to hurt them for his leadership more than
love
anything
it.
else.
I love it.
But they are the real deal. I give them a chance. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm buying it, but I think it's going to be a tough road because of their division, especially. I think the Seahawks people are giving them a lot of shit because of Geno Smith, but I think they're sneaky good, and I think the 49ers as well, and then obviously the Rams are my favorite to win it all. So I'm going to buy it, but I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good. Big Ben to finish strong. Buy or sell?
Sell all day long.
Buy.
Sell all day
I'm
long.
riding with you, Big Ben.
Problem is the offensive line can't do it.
Sell or buy, Birdman?
So his offensive line is bad. He's gonna.
Last question.
He might
Buy
not
or
even make the
sell?
season.
Derrick Henry for MVP, Birdie. What are you going?
Oh,
Buy or sell?
absolutely. Buy. Yeah.
Sell.
Best back in the league.
Sell for me. I like Murray.
Sell.
I like Murray right now, and I still think there's other quarterbacks. A running back's not going to win MVP nowadays.
No, Riley.
But he's not.
If anybody's going, it's going to be this.
I know, but last year was his year to win it when he had 2,000 yards, and I don't think he might not hit 2,000 yards again, but we'll see.
Riley, would you have the balls to tackle that man?
No,
Yeah,
obviously
you
not.
would. Yeah, you would. I
No.
know your DNA.
Look at him.
You're going to go
Look at
low.
that guy.
Go
You
low.
better get low. You ain't gonna talk.
Look at
to him
that guy.
Low. I know.
Josh.
What's the fantasy?
Oh yeah, so
What we got going on?
fantasy.
You guys want me as part of this one?
Yeah.
All right.
So 5 more minutes after this, we're gonna finish this
We're
up, and
coming
then
back?
five more minutes. We're coming right back live.
Quick trivia.
We'll do trivia real quick, and then 5 minutes. Come
How
right back
about
live.
guaranteed winners? You want to go for like a 3 we got
There's
going on
no
here?
such thing as guaranteed
All right,
winner.
okay.
I don't want to be responsible for somebody else's
Every
bankroll.
fucking sports show has that.
Yeah, and what's the best bet records on ESPN and all these shows? Take a good look at them, Mike.
Trivia. What is it?
Trivia. Now, it's hard for me to do trivia with him because we're at a big advantage because he doesn't have it. So I got to come up with. I got to incorporate.
He can take his lumps. I mean.
All right, he's going to take his lump. Denver Broncos.
Oh boy, baby.
John Elway won 2 Super Bowls, 97, 98.
Yeah.
Name the 2 well, who's going up first? How are we going to do
I'll go first because he went up first last week.
Okay, who are the 2 quarterbacks that John Elway beat to win the Super Bowl?
Brett Favre was one of them.
Okay, now you got the first part.
That John Elway beat.
Yeah.
Yep.
There were 2
I'll give you a hint. He was on the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, of course he was on the Falcons.
I don't know if he knew who they played.
Chris Chandler.
Wow, correct.
We nailed
Get
that.
that quick.
We nailed that.
Okay, here we go. Number 2. All right, let's see how good you are. All right, I got one more for you. All right, resting on your laurels here. Slow down.
Let's go.
Hold on. Washington Redskins,
Oh,
okay?
baby, John Riggins.
No.
Broke his ass.
What was that?
When he was
Yeah,
drunk.
he did something. He was doing
He had a lot of
drinking.
balls to grab a Supreme Court justice's ass.
John Riggins
Drunk in a
was.
party.
You talk about a cat that was wild, a little different. But I'll say one thing: if you watched him when he was a bad.
What was the
dude.
nickname of the offensive line?
The Hogs. What was John Nick?
The Diesel, right?
Diesel. Yeah.
All right, so what is it?
Okay, here we go. Let's see. We're gonna go. Washington Redskins. Joe Gibbs won 3 Super Bowls.
sure.
3 Super Bowls. In the 3 Super Bowls, 4 quarterbacks took snaps.
Yep.
Name all 4.
Mark Rippon.
Okay.
Doug,
He's up next.
I'm out on this one.
Yeah, you're out? Okay.
Doug Williams.
Okay.
4 Super Bowls that he won.
No, 3 Super Bowls he won. 4 quarterbacks took snaps.
Theismann.
That's 3.
Okay.
And now the $1 million question is the 4th guy.
I know who it is. It's the white guy, the big, the tall kid. I said Rippon already, right?
Yeah. Played it. I'll give you a hint.
Yeah.
Played at UCLA.
Fuck. You just fucked me up.
I can't give you no more hint. Well, I'm trying to think if I can give you
Hold on. Big. I know who he is. I see him. I fucking see the dude. Good looking
Somebody's
dude.
gonna get an answer
Give me
upstairs.
one more. Hit.
I don't know what other hint I can give.
His number.
Played at UCLA.
Just give me his initials.
Number. Yeah, you're gonna get it if I give you his
I'll
initials.
give me his front initial.
I can't, Mike. I can give you his last last initial is.
You're brutal.
No, because if I tell you the front initial, you're going to say, yeah, now I know why you can't give it to him. Because it's part of his first name.
I hear you.
His last name starts with an S.
Ooh.
You would have got some of these. You would have got Doug Williams because he beat your team.
Yeah, he did.
You would have got Mark Rippon, man.
Rippon because I think his one of his relatives played for Denver a couple years ago.
Jay Schrader.
That's
now,
right.
if I said Jay, I would have seen you would have got it. You know who he was. But you would have got Theismann.
Not bad, though. Not bad.
Yeah, Theismann.
Schrader
Yeah.
Schrader was hard because he only took 1 snap in that game. He came in. Williams got hurt. Remember, he come out. Schrader came in for 1 snap. Williams come back in, and they lit the Broncos up for 35 points.
We'll be back in 5 minutes for
5 minutes.
fantasy football. I'm all in. Where's my money? Are we still plus or minus?
Plus.
How did we do last week?
We're even, I guess.
Even.
Lost last week.
Okay.
We got screwed last week because of the quarterbacks. We would have at least got our money back. But
did we address the problem
Shoulda,
properly?
woulda,
Yep, we're going to see. 5 more minutes. There we go. We'll be back.
With our
Peace.
fantasy picks. Peace.
it's all luck.